Hey Zion families, I'm Miss Russo from the threes class, and we just want you guys to know how much we miss you guys and everyone's smiling faces. We are working hard to get activities together and just kind of making sure we can all stay on the same page and keep our sanity together. Just a few shout outs to Miss Hesse for doing circle time. You do make a difference. I've heard so many families that are inspired and are so grateful for you right now. And I'm going to read a little book. I love to read to the kids, and I hate recording, but these are for my babies in the threes class. Every morning we usually get to school and you'll find me in the corner reading. And I don't have any of our favorite books, but I do have a book that I found on a journey in Colorado to visit my family. And I found it at an old bookstore, and this was actually for Miss Sterner. It was a gift for her because she thought she was retiring this year, and joke's on her, she will not. She's not going anywhere. But Miss Sterner says hi, Miss Watley says hi. We miss you guys so much and can't wait to be together again. And so until then, I'm going to read a story. I'm going to try my best to show you the pictures. But this book reminded me of Miss Sterner, and that's why I got it for her. That's the teacher right there. That's Miss Hartwell. And so I'll start reading. So, Last Day Blues. And look at that teacher right there. Does she look sad or does she look happy? She looks well rested, actually. She looks like she has a lot of gifts. Her teachers are like our Zion families. They take good care of us. So Miss Hartwell must be well taken care of. So my favorite part about this book is that the pages are it's some beautiful pictures in there. And that's, you'll learn, is the class pet, and that's Daisy. And here we go. I'm gonna kind of move around and be patient with me. I'm sure each video that I do will hopefully get better and better. But here we go, I'll try my best. Last Day Blues. Look at those pictures. It's my favorite part of this book. All right, here we go. On Monday morning, before Friday, of the last day of school, Mrs. Hartwell took attendance. She signed as she called out the last name. "I'm going to miss you all," she said. And there she is with her clipboard and her class pet, and all the students are waiting to listen what she's going to say. The kids nodded in agreement. "I'm going to miss my friends," said Shannon. "I'm going to miss Miss Daisy," said Dan. "And I'm going to miss chocolate milk and pizza for lunch," said Joe. Everyone felt a little blue, thinking about the last day of school, even Daisy. Now, if you remember, who did I say Daisy was? Daisy is their class pet. They look like they're sad, thinking about the last day of school. And little did we know that the week before spring break was our last day of school for a little while. And that's okay. Let's see. That afternoon during recess, the students talked as they hung out on the jungle gym. Mrs. Hartwell said she was going to miss us, said Alexandra, swinging from the bar. "We should get her a present to cheer her up," said Eddie, hanging upside down on his knees. But what could they get her? What would you get your teacher if you could? If you wanted to get her a present, what do you think a teacher would like? And that looks like a pretty cool playground they got there. Do you guys see the American flag? Do you see the swings? What do you guys miss about our school playground, huh? I miss watching you guys all chase me around. So the kids just to take a break real quick, but the kids and I've started a bad habit of making them believe that I'm a pirate on the playground, and so I definitely get my extra exercise in a day, chasing our threes class students around, but that is probably my most missed part about school and recess time. So see what their favorite part is about recess, parents, and ask them. Kiddos, tell mommy and daddy what your favorite part of school and playground is. Here's the next page. "I could give the rest of my sandwich. It's my mom's bologna special," said Josh. "Or a coffee cup. Or a new pen, the kind with feathers and beads. The students thought and thought, but couldn't come up with one single idea that they could all agree on. We'll think of something tomorrow, said Eddie, as he assured everyone they lined up at the drinking fountain. And it looks like Eddie is being a little bit of a tease, isn't he? Can you guys see those letters on the coffee cup? Do you know any of those letters? But they all look like they're having a good time, except for this little boy. He looks like he's not very happy about Eddie squirting water on him. On Tuesday before the Friday that was the last day of school, Mrs. Hartwell read the final page of their last read-aloud book. I'm going to miss circle time, said Mrs. Hartwell. I'm going to miss science, said Emily. I'm going to miss seeing Mrs. Hartwell wear those safety goggles during science, said Jack, giggling. And so before they got too sad, Mrs. Hartwell put on her safety goggles one last time, just for fun. Now that is definitely, if you know Miss Sterner, that is something that she would do for her students, 100%. Silly, silly Miss Sterner. We definitely need to cheer Mrs. Hartwell up, said Andy during recess, as he jumped out of the swing. Any ideas about a present, Eddie said. Nope, they all answered back the same. So nobody has any ideas yet what Mrs. Hartwell would like. But they all are playing. What are those kids doing over there? I don't know. And these guys are digging in the dirt. These guys look like they're up to no good. I don't know. Maybe we need to add one of those tire swings to Zion Playground. Miss Garcia. Just kidding. Not really. All right. On Wednesday before the Friday that was the last day of school, Mrs. Hartwell brought her super duper sugar cookies with extra frosting. I'm gonna miss snack time, but I can't wait for barbecues by the pool, said Jack. I bet everyone will be at Zion's barbecue this year. Can't wait to see everybody. All right, back to the story. I'm gonna miss recess, but I can't wait to play hide and go seek outside before dinner, said Alexandra. I'll miss school, but I can't wait for summer vacation, said Josh. The class discussed their summer plans and drowned their last day blues with another round of milk and sugar cookies. Look at all the pretty pictures that the kids are drawing for their summer plans. Now, I've gone around the neighborhood and I see a lot of people put rainbows up, which I just love. But if you guys have any summer plan pictures, you should draw that. And if parents, you didn't know, our 3s class loves to draw. Miss Watley is working very hard on helping them with their grip and making sure they're ready for the 4s class and so they can write. So you'll be surprised if you, just a little tidbit, if you put a blank piece of paper and tell the kiddos, color on both sides. Don't trick your mommy and daddy. They know now that at school they have to finish their drawing on front and back. So if you are driving your mommy and daddy crazy, go get a blank piece of paper and draw them a pretty picture, or your teachers a picture. We would love to get all of those when we come back to school. But our kids love to color, and it is so beautiful watching what their little minds create if you give them that freedom. So give them some crayons, give them some lined paper, and make them color on both sides. Color on both sides, you guys know, and have fun with it. All right, so all these pretty pictures, back to the story. Yeah, this little boy's going to Egypt and the beach, which I miss so much, and just being with friends and family and going fishing. I don't know whether to be happy or sad today, Andy said the minute they all arrived at the jungle gym. Mrs. Hartwell's sad, said Olivia. She probably doesn't want the year to end. While we're all swimming, she'll be reading old lesson plans, said Walker. And while we're playing, she'll be trying to remember the fun times we had this year, said Dan. And that's when an idea zapped and zinged through Eddie's brain. I know exactly what will cheer her up, said Eddie, jumping down off the jungle gym. The class agreed, and it was perfect. What do you think Eddie thought of? They finally came up with an idea. What do you think they're going to get their teacher? On the Thursday before the Friday that was the last day of school, Eddie raised his hand right after Mrs. Hartwell started language arts. "We need some privacy, please," he said. And so Mrs. Hartwell took down the bulletin board with her back to the class. She never even peeked. Well, only once. So I think Mrs. Hartwell's excited. But what are they doing over here? Someone's drawing, and this girl's got markers. They're making a surprise for her. And she's trying not to peek, but she's so excited. On the morning of the Friday that was the last day of school, the students dashed into the classroom. They snapped open the shades for the very last time, they did their chores for the very last time, and they fed Daisy for the very last time. And as soon as the bell rang, they all couldn't wait for Mrs. Hartwell to see her present for the very first time. So look what they're doing for their classroom. They're cleaning. We have a little boy over here spraying the plants in the class. Someone's writing the date on the board. They're feeding their class pet. So they're doing everything they need to do to take care of a classroom. And they're being a community. And that's why we are all together. Look at that picture. The last day of school makes us so blue. We'll miss recess and pizza and reading too. We'll miss Daisy and cookies and friendship true. Snack time and science and learning new. We'll miss spelling bees for our test review and groundhogs that play peekaboo. The year's been so great, a big wahoo. There are so many things to miss, it's true, but mostly what we'll miss is you. So they made a little poem for their teacher, and they each drew a picture of what I guess they maybe would miss about school. Sorry, I had an ant on me. And the teacher, what does she look like? Does she look happy? Does she look sad? Does she look excited? And the kids all look like they're so excited to see how happy she is. And that's what a community does. They take care of each other and they make each other feel special. All right, oh no, look at these grown-ups. They look sad. Why do they look so sad, friends? Later on during recess, Eddie said, "I think Mrs. Hartwell liked her present." "I just hope it helps," Margaret said. Poor Mrs. Hartwell," they all said sadly as they pictured their final goodbye. Teachers must hate the last day of school. It's bittersweet. But there go the kids. They're all talking to each other on that school bus. And they're picturing this is what's going on in their minds. All the students think the teachers are over here crying and sad, and there's a tear in their eye. And they're waving goodbye to their students for the summer. And then it was time. The school bell rang. "Goodbye," the students called out as they rushed out the door. "Goodbye," said Mrs. Hartwell. She called after them. And then she returned to her empty classroom. "It's just you and me, Daisy," she said. "I'm sure going to miss them this summer." There she is talking to Daisy in her classroom. She waves goodbye and they all go on the bus. Oh my gosh, hit the music. Where's the music? But I can't wait for vacation. There's Mrs. Hartwell and all her teacher friends. Do they look sad? No, they're just as excited as students are. But that's the fun part. So, and when we close the book, we say, the end. And look at Mrs. Hartwell. She's either got a little boyfriend, a little husband, she's got a doggy, she's visiting some friends and showing all the things that she's gonna do for her summer break. That looks like Miss Sterner right there with her Tito's. Just kidding, it's a grown-up drink. But that is day one of story time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please be patient with me. I'm going to keep trying to make videos and I want to see your faces. And if you have any storybook requests, I'll try to find more books. But that happened to be the only one that I had at my house at the moment. So I'll see you guys soon. I miss you so much, and hope you guys have a great night. I miss you guys so much. Hug on our babies for us, because your teachers, even though you guys think we do so much for you guys and for the kiddos, you would be amazed at what your kiddos do for us. And so that's why we can't wait to get back into the classroom, and I'm going to hug them all tighter than I ever have before, so get ready for my hugs. But I hope you guys had a great time on this little video, and I will try to get better and better at it. But yep, this was it. Last Day Blues, kind of relatable for what we're all going through. So I love you guys, and I will see you soon.